Hi everyone, I'm Spramani Elaun with Nature of Art, and I'm here today to talk about drawing tools. Now this little video is a quick demonstration on drawing tools that I recommend that you might put out for kids to explore and try out. I'm going to say it's great for elementary grades. However, I have used some of these tools in classes with early childhood students, and I've given these things to younger kids to use and was amazed that they could use these tools too. So if you're wondering, is this for just elementary grades? No, but I do recommend these for elementary grades, and they should be using these in the drawing classes. I am going to show you all the tools close up in the slideshow here. I have some tools here, and we're going to go through each one of these, and I'm going to describe to you why artists use these tools. These tools help artists draw better and more precise, and that's why you have tools, so you can do things like make circles perfect or make straight lines perfect. So let's go into the slideshow where I'm going to show you each one of these tools, and I'm going to describe what they're used for. Here's a close-up of my tool trays here. You can see I've got a magnifying glass. I've got a couple of erasers here. And again, I'm going to go close up and show you each one. I've got some angled triangles. I have a compass to make perfect circles, which is a lot of fun and something I've been using in the last few years. Templates that makes degrees and pencil sharpeners. So let's get close up so I can describe each one for you. Okay, let's start with an eraser. First of all, an artist needs an eraser to change and draw lines. What kind of eraser? Well, you can see here, this is just a rubber white eraser. I prefer white erasers. That way it doesn't leave any color on them. Sometimes you'll see erasers come in different colors. Like you see, this is a two-tone eraser. Sometimes the color might come off. So I highly recommend just sticking with white erasers. Another tip for you, which I talk about in some of my trainings, is to use an eraser that's different than any other subject that you teach. Because if you say these white erasers are for the art shelf and for art class and for drawing, students will make sure that these go back into the drawing tools and they don't use them for any other subject like doing their math and writing. And that's a trick I give for teachers. Okay, let's go on to the next tool. This right here is a kneading eraser. It's a professional eraser. It actually comes it's really small, and it's actually malleable and changes different shapes. Now, there are a couple reasons why artists use this eraser. One, if you can see in my image right here, erasing, there is no little particles that come off from the eraser that you have to sweep away or blow away. And also, the reason why artists use this kneading eraser is because it can be formed and shaped to go into any area without disturbing any other of the drawing elements. So let's say you're trying to get into a little tiny area where you want to erase, but you don't want to smudge something else on the side. That's what this eraser is for. These are professional erasers. You can pick these up on my own website. I sell them for $5 a piece. You can pick them up in any art school supply company for art materials. But I do like to explain to kids they're not a toy. They get excited because they're malleable and they're stretchy and they're fun. But I usually introduce this to students and say, okay, you're old enough now to understand as an artist, you're going to be using artist tools, and I want you to respect those and use those and only use it for erasing. Just a quick tip on that. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is pencil sharpeners, which you see I have two pencil sharpeners here. I have a small one, which is a stainless steel one, and I also have this trash can one, which I sell both on my website, but I love both, and I'll tell you why I love them both. But an artist actually can't draw well unless they have precision most of the time when they're drawing, and we get precision by keeping our pencil sharpened so we can do crisp, clean lines. So that is why an artist needs to constantly sharpen their pencil if they're doing lines that they want clean. Stainless steel is my favorite because it'll last long, and I like the dual. As you see here, you can do wide color pencils and narrow number 2 drawing pencils. This one here I carry at my website. I love this one. I've been selling it for many years. And the reason why I like it is because it's a trash can. It captures all the trash and you don't have a big mess, and you can later on take this and dump it in the trash can. If you're going to be drawing and you're going to be asking your students to draw, be sure they have the pencil sharpeners or access to a pencil sharpener. Now, tip for you as an artist, I never allow my students to take my drawing expensive pencils and go grind them in those electric. I like to do it by hand because one, kids tend to have fun just grinding, and these things are expensive usually because they're drawing materials. So I do like to have manual ones so they just get the job done and not get carried away with grinding. How many of you guys seen that in the classroom? So that's a drawing tip. Keep a pencil sharpener for the art drawing materials. Okay, let's go on to the next one. A magnifying glass. Now, why would you need a magnifying glass? Well, a lot of times I'm taking kids out in nature, or I'm using elements that I want to describe in the drawings. I want them to see them close up. And so I always have a magnifying glass so kids can actually inspect and observe all the elements that I'm teaching. So that is why I have a magnifying glass always handy in the drawing section. Another thing that I love to have, and this was a handy tool in design school, was a triangle, because it does perfect angles. Let's say you need to draw a house, or you need to draw a square. You can see that this is a perfect angle. No matter which way you put it on the line, it's going to give you the exact angle you need. So like this box here, it's a perfectly angled box. It's not going to be slanted or crooked or off tilted because I'm using the angle on each side. They're very inexpensive. You can find these in art stores and office supply stores as well. Another one, I know a lot of you guys have these for algebra handy, but in designing and drawing, you do need to know, you know, your angles. And so I use these in like mandalas, and when we're designing angles, I love to have this handy. If you keep this in your drawing section, I promise you your kids will find some creative designs that they can design themselves. You won't even have to tell them. You might say, go create something that has a 60-degree angle on it. They would be excited to go in and try this out and come up with something that you hadn't even thought about teaching. So this is a great tool to have. Another one is something that I picked up. So I learned how to do perfect a circumference circle with the old-fashioned compass, but I had I have a hard time using that. And when I teach younger kids how to make circles, it's kind of hard to get them to hold it and angle. So I found this new tool, which I absolutely love, and I do sell these on my website. If you can't find them online, I do sell them for $5. These make perfect circles. If you can look at my picture here, you can see that there is all these holes right here, and this is a center. You hold it with your finger or a pencil, and then you find the size of the circle you want, and this thing rotates. So you're going to hold it and you're going to rotate it with your pencil. You put your pencil inside here, and then it rotates to make the shape of the circle. You can see that? It's a lot of fun. There's even little templates here to make little tiny circles, but this thing is so much fun. I can't tell you how many fun designs of mandalas I've used with this tool here. Again, you can find this online. Otherwise, you can use the old-fashioned template. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it's a lot of fun to use this one. I definitely have the old one handy, and it takes some practice. I think I've talked about that in some of my blogs and my articles on drawing mandalas. Okay, let's go to the next tool. These are templates, and I use these a lot in design school, design a lot of logos, and for quick shapes, I love these templates. Some of the templates will just be one shape, like this one's a circle. And then as you see this one here that's in the picture here, there's many different geometric shapes. I like having these out so I can introduce the concept of geometric shapes. You can see triangles, squares, hexagons, spheres or circles, and oval shapes. They're a lot of fun to have. There's no explaining to kids what they can do with them. As far as creating a shape, you'll see some really fun design patterns that kids can come up with. They can make beehives, they can do all kinds of fun designs. So these are tools that I'm recommending that you have in the drawing section of your drawing class. Now, what kind of art activities you can do with these? Many of them. I'll be sharing some of those in the future. In the next few weeks, I'm going to be breaking down lessons that you can do with each one of these tools. But as a professional artist and a graphic designer, I have used these tools over and over. It's a fun way to get this kit together and have that for your drawing classes and have those handy. You're going to see that you go back and forth. There are many other tools that artists use, but these are the basics I'm recommending for elementary grades. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. Happy to share some ideas. I do have some drawing classes and workshops that I'm offering online, so stay tuned for those, or you reach out to me. Again, Spramani Elaun with Nature of Art. If you want to learn more about me, you can check out my websites. I have multiple websites. I have art books and art curriculum. I'm sure you've seen some of the things that I've talked about in newsletters. If you're new to me, then you're going to find out that I have lots of resources at my websites, and you can reach me at multiple websites. But right now, I'm going to give you just one that you can find me, and that is at www.montessori-art.com. I sell books, I sell curriculum, I sell art training. If you are looking to be professionally trained as an art teacher, I even have a certification on that called the Art Teaching Blueprint. Love to hear your feedback and hope you use these ideas in your classroom. Bye, everyone.